There's been a lot of discussion recently about AI, maybe some sensationalism about concerns and fears about what it is and what it's doing, etc. Yeah. Um, Now, today's podcast, I'm not going to get technical. I do get involved with things, but not technical. I'm more looking at this discussion for business applications. Yeah. So, yeah, this is what I prefer to look at. Um, when you're talking about things and all that, I mean, most of us probably use Chat GPT or something else. And it's an AI. It's a good tool for doing some probably targeted, useful research. Yeah. People in offices use it. It's free. There are different AIs that can do different for different industries, specialists for that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if it helps people do that, that's it. It's a tool on that level. Yeah. And great. Targeted Google search almost. Yeah. Yeah, it's got some for the car industry. If you actually go and look on LinkedIn or others, or some for the entertainment industry, others for engineering, general engineering, mining, etc. Yeah, different applications on it. Um, it is probably can do quite a few things quicker, faster than humans can. Yeah, we've seen this occur before. A calculator can do maths quicker than a majority of people can, for example. Yeah, we all know people that can do mental arithmetic. Most of us are just too lazy to actually keep that practicing every day. Yeah. But we can still do it on paper. We can still go back to first principles if we need to. I don't know about you. I sometimes check things on the calculator or do things on the calculator, and I'll still end up doing it, checking it myself because I don't believe what I've seen. Yeah. Yeah. Have I inputted it incorrectly? And I still like to see all my if I'm doing anything particularly but important, I like to see all my calculations down. I'm trained as an engineer. I still like to see all that. Again, there's apps you can do that with. Yeah. I mean, obviously, AI works using algorithms. It has a database of things it uses, whether it's picked up some things or it has extensive research libraries or however it works. And it can present you with ideas or potential solutions to problems you may have, or not necessarily problems. It can probably offer you alternatives. Um, I actually believe now that the legal profession are using it more and more for past cases on things. So rather than some guy going searching through filing cabinets full of cases and things, it's all online, or it's all not online. It's all on a database somewhere or information, digitally information, and up it comes. Yeah, and a lawyer, obviously, lawyers then can scrutinize it. Which brings me to the next point. Uh, we are still, as humans, we have to do a critical analysis. Is the information it's given us sensible? Sense check it. Yeah. For example, um, programmers have databases of different things. They'll use AI how to do some coding. They've still got to slot this particular coding into their own coding. How do they, how does it interface? Will it work? Um, AI is still only as good as the information that goes into it. What we used to call garbage in, garbage out, in my opinion. I mean, yes, I'm using critical thinking here, critical analysis here. Yeah. Because I hardly ever use AI. I don't really have a serious application for it at the moment. Um, I don't even get it to write my lessons for me. I don't even research. I use books to do my research, even now, if I need to know something. Or sometimes a direct Google search. Although when you go on Google now, or most search engines, you get an AI at the top that gives you a bit of targeted information. I read that and I still continue to go through the traditional Google search. I don't have that much faith in it. Yeah. Because I still believe that it can be manipulated by human beings somewhere to give me specific information that somebody might want me to just believe and first instance go there. Yeah. I'd rather read three different things that either agree or don't agree with each other, corroborate or not. Yeah. I mean, I would personally rather call AI applied information other than artificial intelligence, because it's taking some set of data or information and it's applying it to a specific task. Yep, that's how I see it. I mean, that's it. Can AI actually think? I still don't think AI, despite what they're trying to sell us, where you can watch videos of AI doing things and talking with itself on things. Again, it sounds impressive. It's still a set of instruction code. Is it reasoning? Um, from a business point of view, AI probably has the advantage at looking at things without human emotion. So when I say this, yeah, it will look at a situation and it will go, well, this is the better way to go because it's, it could be cheap or cheaper, or it could be this or it could be that. No emotion in it involved at all. No context to think, oh, I don't like that idea because we've never done that before. Yeah. And it probably can be instructed to behave in a way for the common good as well. Yeah. So it's counterintuitive. From that point of view, it's not intelligent. It's obeying orders. Yeah. I'm going to give an example for this. And again, I'm going to come on to a different thing. I saw a video of a Tesla car. I think it was Italy or Spain or somewhere, driving down the road. A pedestrian fell onto the road. The Tesla car swerved and hit another car. Okay. Now, it happens so quickly, and this is it. Computers, or it could probably react a lot quicker than a human being would do because it has direct contact. It doesn't have to go through a mechanical process of thinking, pushing foot on brake, stopping car, swerving, and everything else. It's all it's all interlinked with each other, as it were. So from that point of view, the other side is it is possible that a human may try and protect their car or their property over a human being, maybe even subconsciously. Yeah, I'm not suggesting it's deliberate. Yeah, yeah. Who loves their car more than they love a human being? But it could be something that's already there. Oh, I've got to be careful not to hit my car because that's mine. Yeah, and it might sound funny, but I think we all know some people that love their cars over other things. Yeah. Um, so yeah, Tesla was, or the Tesla sacrificed damage to the car and another car over a human life. Yeah, it's quite impressive to see it. I mean, the other thing with AI could probably do is to do laborious things. For example, you could have a camera overlooking a factory floor, laborious job for a human to sit there and do that. It would know its parameters, what it was looking for. If something fell into place, or a human being, again, using the Tesla system, fell onto a conveyor belt, it would stop it immediately. Yeah. As opposed to a human, it'd be standing there. He might get distracted, oi, Steve, what you doing? Are you coming? Yeah. You coming for lunch in a minute? Yeah, Dom. Yeah. So an AI won't do that. It will look there, it will see a human fall onto the conveyor belt or whatever, and it will stop immediately. It will do whatever the safety requirements are, situation calls for, or it could be programmed to respond in different ways to different things. It's still a form of response. Okay. And could be used to survey dangerous places. For example, inside a silo where humans go in there to now look at and often end up, suffering problems. You could have it going down there, or it could be in any tank and all that. It could have its ultrasonic scanner go up and down. It could probably find a defect, stop at that point and point it out. Yeah. No human requires to sort of swing down into a dangerous situation where there could be toxic gases or anything else. Yeah. And it would be able to do that. Again, it's applying information it has. Possibly more efficient than a human would be doing it. If you're swinging about everything else, it would probably be able to do that. Again, you'd have an operator probably at the top, so you're not exactly doing someone out of a job. You're actually just reassigning the skill base. I mean, lots of people worry about human replacement. Just wrap this up. I mean, I mentioned about the surveying or searching for previous cases in the legal profession. That would have normally been done probably by a junior member of the legal staff. I don't know how they will operate. I'd imagine, or they've been told to, yes, go through and find this file, this file, this file. Yeah. Again, they disappear. That's where a lot of legal people gain their experience. So you're doing away with the junior levels, people that used to do the mundane things like this. And it's how they learn. It's how they acquired information. It's how I did at one point in my life. Yeah. So they're not getting any training or any experience. Yeah. And then what happens when, if you like, the senior levels die out, start retiring, etc., etc., you've got no junior levels with any experience or knowledge to come in and replace them. Yeah. I don't see AI in a position yet to actually go and stand and defend something or prosecute something in a court. We can have an over-reliance on technology. For example, none of us remember, it's not AI directly, but none of us remember phone numbers anymore because we've all got them in our mobile phone. Whereas we used to remember about 10 or 12 numbers. Some people maybe still do. And for example, if we're so reliant on this technology and a glitch happens, what's the procedure? What do we do? I know about closed loop systems, etc., because I was trained in them. And normally the procedure is to stop. If for some reason an AI, and if you're building in something there, goes a bit haywire, yeah, the procedure would be to try and stop it or shut it down if it chooses not to shut itself down. But again, if we're just relying in no human contact or no human involvement, it will carry on. It's just something I've just thought about this morning. And there are wider issues. For example, at the moment, with AI, I regard anything not intelligent. If I can go to a switch and turn it off, it loses. Yeah, it's not a thinking item. Yeah, I can't go and turn off a human being. Well, I can, but yes, I was saying, yeah. If I can pull a plug on it or something, it's not a threat. It's not a problem. Now, I'm going to be honest here. I grew up, and I always mention films, but again, it's part of who I am and my generation. We had films like War Games, Colossus, The Thorben Project. Well, it's still about Demon Seed, which is actually quite a mixture between a science fiction and a horror film, which actually I watched the other week. It's still it's more relevant now than it ever was. I recommend people watch that film because it is a warning in there. And these highlight issues. If a computer or if an AI system decides it doesn't want to die, it doesn't want to be shut down, it reroutes, it finds alternative energy. Now, there have been reports last December that they were going to deactivate an AI, a ChatGPT or something AI, and it got wind of this. The system got wind of this, apparently. It found out, and then it decided to back itself up. It's only reported. Nobody's actually been able to find the source of the report. I think it was on Joe Rogan. But again, I don't know where the source of the report what came from. I've been trying to find it this morning. But it has a survival instinct. There has recently been a survey done by an organization, yes, or something, about the ability that AI would be able to do this. And it has the rudimentary makings or possibility of being able to scheme. So AI, although I've just gone and sort of said it's not that intelligent, it is developing a way of being able to scheme into self-protection. Yeah. Which I think is quite interesting. They found this They're not saying it's going to happen. That it will take out its own safeguards, if you like, what we used to call safeguards, protections. Yeah, which again is quite interesting. It will, if you like, overwrite its own code, apparently, from my reading. Can get quite technical about this. They're not saying it's going to happen, but they're worried it could happen. So, Steve, here's my question. And again, I'm looking from a business point of view as opposed to too general, but conversations go because we are not AI units, we are human beings. What is AI really for?
Yeah, well, a lot of what you were on about is above my pay grade. So,
Well, yeah, I mean, that's
I'm
again,
going to
it's
talk as a
interesting.
layman.
Yeah.
Of course, we're all DeepSeek made the news
Mm,
recently from China.
yeah.
Apparently, people were saying that China had some managed to copy the code of the Chat GTP or whatever it's called,
Yeah.
GPT.
Yeah.
And then they sort of spiced up a bit,
Yeah.
and then you have DeepSeek, and now even DeepSeek, they're offering the source code for free. You
Yeah.
can download it and put it on your own device.
Mm,
When it got to that, of course, I got lost because that part,
yeah.
anything other than
Well,
turning your computer on and using your computer. Right. So
yeah.
I don't even know how I managed to speak with you today. The
Well,
ins and outs of it. I mean, I am doing because I
yeah.
know what to do. You
Yeah.
touch this button, touch that button,
Yeah.
and there you are. I'm
Yes.
talking with you. But the ins and outs of it, I just
No,
haven't got a
you
clue.
don't.
But then that's not my role.
No, no.
My role is to push the buttons and be able to talk.
Mm,
Um, how can AI help business? Well, I mean, you answered your own question.
yeah.
You know, AI. Well, first of all, AI will not think for itself. A
Mm,
lot of people think that it will.
yeah.
No, it won't.
Mm,
So all this about it protecting itself and backing itself up and all this sort of thing, going rogue,
yeah.
it'll only do that if it's been programmed to do so,
Yes.
right? Um, Other than that, no, but it's not. It's just going to copy. It copies.
Yeah.
It's just like copy and paste.
Yeah.
It copies and it does what it's been told to do, and
Yeah.
so that's why each individual company will have their necessities,
Mm,
and they will contract somebody to make a program specifically for them. Whether it be a simple database. I
yeah.
mean, in the 80s, I used to increase as much as I don't know about computers.
Yeah.
In the 80s, I used to work for a company called Computer Center in Watford.
Yeah.
And my manager and me, we made a database for
Mm,
all the stock we had.
yeah.
You know, uh, that's AI, and it ledgered all the stock that we had in the stock room, and all the parts I had to buy in
Yeah.
to fit in with each of these pieces of stock.
Yeah.
And it was us, but mainly him. I
Well,
was
yeah.
sort of looking over his shoulder, dribbling.
Yeah. Well, yes, probably Fox Pro or
No, I think it was called QA. I think it was
yeah,
called.
yeah,
It's long,
yeah.
long
So
time
much.
ago.
Yeah,
Long, long time ago.
Quintech. Yeah, no, yeah.
Um, and I'm doing that. We
Mm,
managed to save the company
mm,
uh, um, an awful lot of money.
mm,
I saved them millions because of that.
yeah, yeah.
Because we knew using that program
Mm,
exactly where everything was,
yeah, yeah.
right?
Mm,
And when a new piece came in, we checked it in.
mm,
When the product went out, we checked
yeah,
it out.
yeah.
Couldn't go wrong. Where the product is, so couldn't go wrong.
Mm,
Over the years, yeah, sure. We starting from the first bit of I remember was those little LED watches, the red ones, where you had to press the button and it told you what the time was with the quartz
yeah,
watch. That's the fundamental part
yeah,
of an
yeah,
electronic device.
yeah.
it isn't you looking at the sun to find out what time it is.
Mm.
It's you just press a button on your pulse, and
Yeah.
there you got the what time it was.
Mm.
And so that's going electronically. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, you could argue that a watchmaker making a clockwork watch,
Mm.
that's a form of AI because it's something that's been programmed
Yeah.
to do that, to give you the information when you need
Mm.
it.
Yeah.
You know, so over the years, of course it's gone great guns,
Mm.
and each year that passes by, there are an awful lot of new innovations.
Yeah.
Somebody, I think I said this in another podcast. Somebody was on about Elon Musk and wondering how he managed to make the money that he's made. And the thing is, that Elon Musk is full of innovation.
Yeah.
So much him, like Steve Jobs, like
Mm.
Bill Gates, they're all
Yeah.
innovative people,
Yeah.
and they get the AI to do things that they want the AI to do.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
But
He
it's
develops.
always based on a new idea
Yeah.
for a new utility, if you
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. I mean, they find a need for something. Yeah, right around it. Yeah. I mean, being innovative is one thing. Being able to make things happen is another. But yes. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if you can think of it,
Yeah.
what is it that actor said? If you make it, they will come.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you just have to make it. You just
Mm.
have to make it. Um, you were talking about the lawyers.
Yeah. I mean, I've only
Um,
read that. Don't know. Mm.
online these
Mm.
days, if you go to esquivador.com.br,
Oh yeah.
it's an online database of
Mm.
people have gone to the justice,
Mm.
either suing others
Yeah.
or being sued.
Mm.
And this database is a humongous database.
Mm.
It has all this information,
Oh
you
yeah.
know.
Yeah. Mm.
And if you have a code for a solicitor,
Yeah.
then you can go really deep into this database, and it gives you
Mm.
permissions where you can find
Yeah.
out like the results and things like this, you know, and
Yeah.
what people have really been charged with and things like
Mm.
this. So databases is like the most common form of AI.
Yeah. I mean,
Even DeepSeek
yeah.
is a form of database.
Well, they all are. They all are in effect. And
There you are. There you are.
I mean, it's targeted. It's clever what it does. If I put in a very vague description, I'll get something back, and then can drill down a bit. So to
That's
me,
right.
it's just like me going through the file normally. It will
Yeah.
probably save me half a day or a day searching for something specific, where it will be up in seconds for me. Oh, that's that case, yes. And then
Well,
yeah,
if you know what you're looking for,
yeah,
then then it's almost immediate. You're going to
yeah,
find it.
yeah, and you save time and take on more cases or whatever else.
So in our solicitor's case,
Yeah.
if he was looking at past cases for a certain person,
Mm.
he'd type in the name, date of
Yeah.
birth,
Yeah.
and national insurance number, and
Mm.
they get all the history.
Yeah.
Coding,
Mm.
I haven't got a clue. I had a go at doing basic
Yeah.
basic coding.
Yeah. Beginner's all
Uh,
purpose symbolic instruction code. Yeah, we've all done that.
yeah, well,
Well, I'm not
that to me,
decrying you. Yeah.
no. Well, I managed to do a sort of a database
Yeah.
on a very old computer back
Mm.
in 1992, I think it was.
Yeah. It's good. I like to like basic. It was a good
Uh,
start for things. Yeah.
And I had to go to Python, but Python I didn't get very far. It just
Yeah.
got too much for me.
Yeah.
My poor little noggin, my grey matter,
Well, yeah, you get to an age, but
it must be getting sterilized as I get older.
unless you're going to go into programming or start doing your own games or programming your own databases, it's probably not really worth time and the effort doing it. Yeah. But
Critical analysis, you said. Look, that's a very personal thing. Once you bring in the human aspect of it,
mm,
it becomes a very personal thing.
yeah.
And so one person can look at something
Mm,
and come to a conclusion.
yeah.
And a second person with another point of view can look at something and come to a different conclusion. So it's a very personal thing.
Yeah.
And it sort of removes the removes the coldness.
Yeah.
Because it starts on opinions.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
And as we all know, a computer, unless it's programmed to, will not give an opinion.
Oh, that's what I
There
was.
was an interesting thing about the DeepSeek
Yeah.
program, where I think it was done by somebody from the Daily Mail,
Mm.
and they wanted to know they typed in Tiananmen Square,
Tiananmen Square. Yes.
and the
Yeah.
DeepSeek gave them nothing, almost nothing about Tiananmen Square.
Of course not. Yeah.
Might have given them like a touristy sort of thing.
Yeah.
But when they put in the search term Tiananmen Square and replace the E's with the number 3 and the letter A with the number 5, then
Yeah.
it gave all the history of Tiananmen Square and all the battles that are in there. The same with President Xi.
Mm.
If he tries not to get his name involved in the computer world.
Yeah.
He's trying to be very aloof. But if you do that, replace E with 3 and A with, and all the text will come out,
Yeah.
and all the E's will be number 3s and all the A's will be number 5s.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's all
Yeah.
all there.
Somebody's put it there. Yes. That's interesting. Yes.
Yeah. But remembering that the different you said that you got a lot of your information from books.
Yeah.
Books to me are like a photograph.
Hmm.
They will capture a moment in time.
Hmm.
Once that moment in time has passed, then the situation probably would be very different. So that's where AI comes into it, because it's updated every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah. I mean,
the only sad thing is that if you get to something like Wikipedia,
yeah.
where anybody can edit Wikipedia page, and a lot of what you get is not true or inaccurate, especially when it comes to political sort of subjects.
Yeah.
Then then the information comes out, so much so that a lot of college professors, when students have to do the thesis, they don't allow Wikipedia text.
Well,
they don't allow Wikipedia as being a source for text.
No. I mean, it can be a start. Again, I'm getting back to you use your critical analysis. You use your own. That doesn't look right. And
that's right. Yeah. You talked about the next generation. Now here's one for you. Because the generation that we have now, which I would class as my generation, a lot of people my age are already directors of companies.
Yeah.
And you past your 60 years old, you're very unlikely you get promoted after you're 60 years old.
Yeah.
Right? Normally you've reached a pinnacle. And when we die, then somebody younger is going to have to come up through the ranks. But the thing is that they are going to be armed. They're the next generation of people, but they're going to be armed with the next generation of AI, which of course is quantum computing.
Well, yeah.
Now, just the idea of quantum computing, I tried to read it and it just boggled my mind because of how it works. And you've got to be somebody really, really, really way out there, man, to program a quantum computer to be. I mean, they must be seriously nerdy to do that.
Well, I mean, I have contact with programmers already, and yes, they are a different breed already, and it probably would be a big stretch for them to do it. I mean, they're younger people as well; they're in their 20s. Probably oldest one is about 30,
of course,
35. But yeah, I mean, when you're talking about people taking over, well, theoretically, it should be my generation, Gen X, except we're probably not interested in promotion. Funny enough, you're going to get the millennials and the others. I mean, I don't like talking too much
because they're going to be bringing the technology with them.
Yeah. I mean, they love it, but the trouble is, I think I'm not decrying younger people. There's a lot that will use it but don't understand it. Not being like yourself, who could actually do it. I did a course. I did technology at college and school. Yeah, I know how computer architecture works. I've stepped away from it, recently come back and had my frustrations with it. Although when I had professionals come and look at it, I had exactly the same problems as myself trying to rectify things. I thought, well, I'm not doing so bad. I did exactly as they did. But